Anka Daily News viewers, we continue to bring you the latest developments from the heart of the war. The recent increase in activity is directly linked to the losses suffered by the Russian army on the ground. In particular, the Ukrainian army's precision strikes targeting Russian armored units and military convoys are significantly impacting the front lines. Ukraine has recently increased its operations supported by modern Western weapons. This situation not only reduces Russia's mobility on the ground, but also seriously strains its military logistics system. In particular, there has been a notable increase in the number of attacks targeting Russian military convoys in recent days. The Ukrainian army is effectively turning these convoys into open targets and eliminating them with precision strikes. Convoy routes, fuel points, and supply lines are now being targeted more frequently. This situation is causing significant disruption to Russia's efforts to deploy support elements to the front lines. The impact of the HIMARS systems used by Ukraine in these attacks is playing a critical role in the course of the war. Finally, the attack near a gas station once again highlighted Russia's predicament. With the complete destruction of the convoy, another significant blow was dealt, both militarily and symbolically. This attack does not merely signify the destruction of a convoy, it also marks another turning point in the uncontrolled progression of the war. So, how did this attack happen? How did Ukrainian intelligence identify this target? Why have Russian convoys been such easy targets lately? And more importantly, will these attacks continue? Let's take a look together. Before we move on to our report, here's a quick reminder. As the Anka Daily News team, we are completely real. None of my teammates or I are artificial intelligence. Even though artificial intelligence is very advanced, it's still not as good as us. By the way, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss our daily reports and explanations. I also read all the comments you leave on our videos, so please continue to share your thoughts on our content in the comments. Let us know what kind of content you would like to see on the Anka Daily News channel in the comments. If you're ready, let us begin. Anka Daily News reporting. Another new development that could shift the balance in the Russia-Ukraine war has taken place. The Ukrainian army carried out a highly notable operation in the occupied Donetsk region. In the attack, which was carried out using the HIMARS, High Mobility Artillery Rocket System, provided by the US, a Russian military convoy near the abandoned gas station was targeted. The operation once again demonstrated that not only military targets, but also Russia's logistics lines behind the front lines are under threat. According to local sources, the attack took place on June the 13th in Makivka. Makivka is one of the critical settlements in the Donetsk region that has been under Russian control for a long time. The fact that Ukrainian forces carried out an operation at such a deep point clearly demonstrated the effectiveness of intelligence activities in the region and the range advantage of HIMARS systems. The attack took place approximately 20 miles, 32 kilometers, from the front line. This proves that HIMARS systems can strike targets much deeper than the active hot zones of the war, thanks to their range power. The target of the attack was a Russian military convoy. The convoy was stationed near an abandoned gas station. Sources reported that the convoy included a bus belonging to the Russian Ministry of Defense and several military transport vehicles. Footage released shows military vehicles burning on the side of the road, clearly illustrating the intensity and destructiveness of the attack. A video circulating on social media platforms after the attack shows the moment when rockets belonging to the HIMARS system were launched. According to tactical experts, the rockets used contain hundreds of thousands of tungsten particles, which spread over a wide area after the explosion. This renders not only the vehicles but also the personnel and equipment around them ineffective. This ammunition is considered highly effective against stationary or low mobility targets such as convoys. Ukrainian sources report that 8 Russian soldiers were killed and 12 were injured in the attack. It was noted that most of the injured soldiers were affiliated with Russia's 71,443rd military unit. This detail also indicates that the attack targeted a specific military organization rather than a random unit. The military unit in question is known to have previously been active in the Donetsk region and to have faced Ukrainian forces on numerous occasions. For this reason, the attack is considered to be not only an immediate loss but also a strategic message. Such attacks, which threaten Russian rear units, have the potential to directly affect the morale of soldiers on the front lines. Ukraine's use of HIMARS has continued to be one of Russia's biggest nightmares since the beginning of the war. Delivered to Ukraine in mid-2022, these systems are extremely effective in terms of both range and accuracy. Western experts note that HIMARS systems have significantly increased Ukraine's effectiveness on the battlefield and that Russia's air defense systems are not sufficiently prepared for such sudden and precision strikes. A similar attack took place in the Donetsk region in February of this year. In an attack carried out by the Ukrainian army using HIMARS on a Russian military headquarters in Selidove, many Russian commanders lost their lives. This incident demonstrated that HIMARS can be used not only against vehicles and equipment, but also against command centers. The targeted military headquarters was known as an important center for coordinating the Russian army on the Donetsk front. The loss of commanders led to a weakening of operational capabilities in the field and disruptions in decision-making processes. Russia, on the other hand, continues to carry out various propaganda campaigns to calm public opinion in the face of these attacks. Kremlin-aligned media outlets attempt to downplay the impact of the attacks or accuse Ukraine of targeting civilians. However, images circulating on social media refute these claims and expose the realities of the war on the ground. The effective use of HIMARS systems provided by the US in Ukraine clearly demonstrates the impact of Western support for Ukraine on the ground. This support is not limited to military aid. Intelligence sharing, training and coordination support also play an important role in the success of HIMARS attacks. In conclusion, Ukraine's attack in Makivka may have opened a new chapter in the course of the war. These precision strikes carried out with HIMARS systems are shattering Russia's perception of secure areas behind the front lines. How Russia will respond to these developments and what changes it will make to its frontline arrangements will become clear in the coming days. However, one thing is certain. As Ukraine continues these types of operations, it becomes increasingly difficult for Russia to establish strategic superiority in the war. What do you think? How should Ukraine's destruction of Russian convoys be interpreted? Why can't Russia protect its convoys? Share your thoughts and ideas with us. We value your opinions.